tonight. Hey guys, just a reminder: the police union picnic's coming up. My wife's gonna make her deviled eggs. My waistline's furious. We're gonna talk about 2010, The Other Guys. Danton and Highsmith, heroes for us all. We'll get into that, but first, let's introduce the cast. He's made a career change. It's now an apt title. Jason Paper Bitch Buchanan.
Paper bitch.
Hi.
And then we've got Russell, the Yankee Clipper Craigie.
Okay.
Yep.
That's me.
Yep. Because he clips boats. Or no, he Yankees boats. I don't know. And I'll be your host tonight, Ben, a Viagra pill with a face, Hanson. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Competition on that one. Good job.
That's right. That's right.
I was hoping that you were gonna say Ben, my son's a bisexual, Hanson.
No, I was gonna go with "Don't Call Me Gene," but Viagra pill with the faces.
Yanker.
That's right.
I guess
that's
I have
right.
paper cuts.
So let me ask you guys the most important question this movie poses. What about 9 million people just unified and doing their part? Like, why can't we get it together? All right, sounds good. What's everybody drinking tonight?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's everybody drinking tonight? We're doing the important question. Fat Tire, Corona. Alex appreciates the plug. I'm on location. I got the Shiner Bock. Shiner Babiner. I'm pretty sure I know what Russ has coming up. So, Jason, let's kick it off with you. Rate it and grade it. What'd you think of The Other Guys?
Okay, so my curiosity is, who picked this movie? Is this like a joint thing? Because I feel like you did. Okay, kind of explains it. All right.
What was the other one I said we should do?
Bad Boy.
You said that we should do
Love Actually. Yeah.
No, that wasn't it.
He was saying that we should do the one.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Move past it. Oh no, Semi-Pro. Semi-Pro. You ever seen Semi-Pro, Jason?
Okay.
Okay, let's not move past it.
Yeah.
Don't move past it.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ben threw that out there.
Okay, so this movie.
I was like, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
hey,
like
Jason, go ahead and rate it and grade it.
What? Oh, we're back on this. Okay. I give it a B minus. Good lines. You know, I didn't really see. I mean, the guy ran over the fucking dead body in the Prius. Like, I mean, I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking funny. But you know, there's some good parts of the movie. I like the little like when he blew up the building and he was like, "Oh, this Hollywood explosion shit," you know, or whatever he said was pretty funny. But all in all, man, it's hard for me to watch these kind of movies anymore. I mean, unless I'm like really drunk or in a theater, a bunch of people. Like, I watched this movie by myself before I went to bed, and it's hard to laugh at a movie by yourself, I feel like. It just didn't really entertain me the way I feel like it should have been entertained in a group, or, you know, first time I watched it, probably. But this round, yeah, it just didn't really catch my attention that much. But definitely, first watch, well worth it. In a group, well worth it. I give it a B minus.
All right. Not bad. B minus. It's, you know, respectable. Russ, Yankee Clipper, what do you got? You should have shot A-Rod. Derek Jeter's a biracial angel.
I can understand the concept of saying, like, this kind of humor is too hard for him, because not this movie, but there are other movies that are kind of similar style humor, like Step Brothers, where it's just like
Love it.
a little too much for me, and I can't get that into that movie. But I mean, a bunch of homeless men using a car for an orgy is called a soup kitchen. That right there sums it up, right? I mean, this movie's an A
mean,
plus.
A plus. The soup kitchen
The
put no soup
Hughes,
for
dude.
you. Not bad.
I want to give it an A or like an A minus. It probably is there for, I don't know, other people, but for me, this is one of the best comedies of all time. I watch it twice a year, maybe. It's so fun. I laugh from start to finish. My wife loves it too, which is always a bonus.
Nice.
Every scene that's coming up, I always feel like, oh, am I not going to find this scene funny anymore? I do. Right when they hit the ground, I cannot stop
Oh
laughing.
my god, dude.
Aim for the bushes.
The whole beginning, yeah, aim for the bushes. The whole beginning with The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. I find especially the very opening, like I can actually skip that. I've seen it enough times. It's not hilarious, but their whole when they're talking about the after party, Bai Ling's gonna be there, and Michael Keaton mouths who's Bai Ling. Love it. Yeah, this movie has a lot of little milestones I love. I would definitely I mean, yeah, A plus. We talked not long ago about buddy cop movies. This is probably my most rewatchable buddy cop movie. I there is so much to it that
Oh
I
yeah,
just love.
I own the Rush Hour series on DVD because I just like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan talking to each other so much.
Uh-huh.
But this just blows that out of the water. Like, and that would be my probably second place. This is nothing comes close.
Yeah, nothing compares to you. Also, I mean, we got to say it. I guess, we'll just say it right at the top. Very recent, Ray Stevenson, who is kind of the bad guy in this movie, just passed. Haven't heard cause of death or anything yet, but Titus Pullo has left the earth. It's very sad.
I
Very
keep looking
sad.
it up,
I didn't
and
catch that.
there's the only thing I could find is, and it's a total rumor. There's nothing substantiating it, but there's anti-vaxxer people saying that he got vaccinated and it killed him.
Whatever.
Interesting.
That's the only
Bullshit.
information I can find, though.
Oh, look, he's
Somebody else
flying.
better put something out there.
Yeah, dude, the negotiation. Yeah, David Wallace is in this honestly, this movie has a lot of great actors
A
in
lot
it
of
as
cast.
well.
Yeah.
A lot. And the fact it's one of my favorite roles for Michael Keaton. Over time, he is so good in this. Just believable, not over the top. When they do the whisper fight at the funeral, I don't know why, but I find the fact that concept, they're like, what if they did a whisper fight? Is just, dude, really smart, really well written. And when he comes over and breaks it up and is also whispering, that's one of my favorite parts.
And he puts his hands out all like overly dramatic, like, hey.
Yes. Yeah. So let me ask you guys, we don't want to tackle the socioeconomic kind of questions, but have you ever learned a skill just to make fun of somebody? As
Can you
Mark Wahlberg
give me an example?
learned dancing like a ballerina in order to make fun of the kid on his street.
Well,
I don't know.
that was gonna be my answer, but no.
Yeah, you learned ballerina?
A little tutu here and there.
I
Is that
don't
a tutu?
think so.
I don't even know. Okay, I just thought it's
No.
as far as I know. Yeah. No.
All right,
I
so I'm the
probably
only one.
did. It
Yeah.
sounds like something I would do, but I can't think of it.
Yeah.
It just comes naturally for us. He doesn't learn anything. It's just who he is.
I think I'm
Right.
so incredible that when something's happening, I instantly know how to do it. And that way I can teach somebody, I can patronize them without even having done it. I can just be like, you're doing that wrong.
Right.
And they're all, yes, teach me.
And people respect you for that.
This is
Mhm.
not
It's true.
the Jedis you're looking for. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just say I through trial and error have learned how to host an online show. So that's pretty much what I did to be able to make fun of people. Jason, what would you say? I know this part was a little hard, but you've seen it before, especially in the company of others who are enjoying it. But what do you feel like is the best scene of the movie? What do you find yourself kind of enjoying the most when it comes up?
Like I kind of said earlier, when they're racing to the first scene and they run over the fucking body, that kind of set the tone for me. I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking funny. I don't know why I think that scene's pretty funny, but that whole chase scene, let's go, and then it was just, I don't know. That was my scene that I personally liked. Also when they jump from the building and they were like, because I was like, when I first watched it, they're all aim for the bushes, and I was like, the fucking bushes are you talking about? And they just land on the cement. I was like, oh, this is where we're going. I think instead of the rock falling from the building and dying, they should have just threw paper. But no, I mean, I think the car scene would
Right.
be the best.
Yeah. America. Yeah.
I
When they abduct him, when
I
they
kind
hit
of
him
wish.
after they've gotten Urshan, and the guy takes the swipe of the hood and puts it on his gums, I feel like that's a really funny little beat there.
I
Kind of wish the Samuel and the Rock would have been around a little bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I kind of like
They set the
that.
tone for the New York super cop, and then they were like, and here's who you're actually going to be watching a movie about, Gator
Yeah,
and the
and the
Yankee
Rock
Clipper.
and the Rock looked like Barry Bonds before steroids. He was so small in this movie. I was like, damn, it did not look like the Rock he is today. That's for sure.
Is that true?
No.
I didn't pay attention
Oh,
to that.
if you look at him now compared to this movie, fucking drastic change. Drastic. It's like me with hair. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And I also read that he's from Hayward. I didn't know that. I was like, holy shit, he's from
Really?
Hayward? That's like right around the corner from our neck of the woods. Yeah, he was born in
Really?
Hayward, is
Huh.
what it said. I mean, the
I
internet's
did not
lie,
know
but that's
that
what I
either.
read. I'm like, holy
Right,
shit.
yeah. The internet, you never know.
But I
Russ, what
did hear
about
that
you?
he is recovering from. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you go
Russ.
ahead because you were about to throw out a
No,
punchline. It's recovering from what?
no, not
Do
really.
it.
I mean, yeah, all of it. I mean, I did hear that he was recovering from COVID though because he couldn't smell what he was cooking. I don't know if you guys watch wrestling at all. Yeah, all right.
That's
I didn't know if you guys
that's
were gonna catch that
solid.
wrestling one, but all right.
Oh yeah. I mean, if there's one thing anyone knows about wrestling, it's can you smell what the Rock is cooking? That's that's the line. But
Austin 316. Yeah.
so favorite scene, I think the best scene is probably that opening chase scene, just because it's so long and they destroy so much stuff for like a broad audience. But my personal, like, there's very few times that I have this lasting memory of being of crying myself to tears with other people while watching a movie, and the aim for the bushes scene did it for me. And
Mhm.
the reason was, it's exactly what Jason said. I had been drinking, I think I was like a Steel Reserve and a half in, maybe a little bit like a tall boy size. So I was having a good time. I was at my buddy's house,
Nice name drop.
and Jason, I was at Jason's house. Different
No,
Jason.
no, Steel Reserve. Steel Reserve.
Oh yes, yes. And we were watching it, and they say aim for the bushes, and I'm like enjoying the ride at that point, like, oh, these guys blow up so much stuff. And I said out loud, like, wait, what bushes? And then they just fucking die. And
Yeah.
we laughed so much, like my voice was cracking nonstop from the laughter. I was crying. We had to pause it. We were like throwing things. It was great. The only other time that comes to mind like that for me was I guess no, 2 times in the theater. One time I was watching Team America, and the other time I was watching Bruno. And like I
Oh
was
my
having
God.
so much fun at how awful they were, and everyone else was leaving the theater in both of those movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've
And
seen either one
like
of
it made
those.
it even more funny to me that people were leaving. The puppet throwing up and like him not stopping the vomiting, that really made me laugh.
Oh Jesus, dude, that was only to me. That's only funny the first time. The first time when you're
Yeah.
like, "Holy shit, they are not stopping." Now I watch that movie and I'll hit next. Like I don't need to see this puppet throw up for a full 60 seconds. But oh my God, dude, Bruno when they make the dick dance and then yell Bruno into the
Dude,
screen is
that was the
I,
one. I specifically remember the first time I was watching it was in the theater, and I had 2 of my friends' girlfriends with me because both the guys refused to go watch it, and
right.
their girlfriends wanted to watch it though, and I was like, "Cool opportunity for me." And I remember all 3 of us had both our hands up in front of our like, we're gonna hide the screen from us with our hands, and everybody's
I
just
can,
walking out of the theater, and we're just crying with laughter. It was great.
yeah, I can only imagine on the big screen, dude. That's got to be a fucking nightmare. That's crazy.
Yeah, mine was
Uh,
Super Troopers. When I saw that in the theater, the first, 5 minutes of the movie, the whole theater was fucking dying. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a
yeah. Oh
great
yeah.
Can't pull over
opening.
any farther. I was like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah,
What about you, Ben?
that's a really good one. For this one, so I got to watch it twice because I've had a lot of free time on my hand in the week and the evenings this week. Um, and there's a lot. I love
Is that
a
the one scene?
lot of this movie. But honestly, when it starts out kind of not hilarious, but when they're back at Will Ferrell's house to eat food and go over the case, and Eva Mendes walks in, and Mark Wahlberg's like, "Who's that? No, no,
Who
who
is
is
that?
that?"
Yeah.
And he just
No,
will
no, no, no.
not. Are you really? Oh my God, dude.
And then
It's,
when he
I
leaves,
find that to
yeah.
be, yeah, right. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. Yeah. Go
he must not
inside.
have heard me.
Hi, Sheila.
I think that's my kind of like one of my lasting scenes that
Yeah.
still hold it. It almost builds on how funny it was before. Now that I watch it, it gets even funnier. Is the
Right.
whole Ava
Yeah.
Mendes sequence?
Dude, Ava
Also,
Mendes in
where
this
they're
movie
explaining
is
his,
just Jesus. When he
she is
when he
like
resorts
my
to Gator and she's like, I think you need to leave. Get out! And just immediately yells at him to get out. I think that's one of the funniest beats in the movie. She does that so good. Snaps from, I think you need to leave. Get out! It is so good.
Yeah, I didn't when I first saw the movie, I didn't see that whole aspect of that character coming out. I was like, what the fuck? Where is this going? And they showed him with
when
the grill, the teeth. I was like,
Yeah.
when her grandma comes back in, she's like, I can't, don't want to say it anymore.
That's right. He
oh
says
yeah, I
things
forgot
I
about that.
can't say. Oh, dude, and it's not funny. It's totally cheesy, but I'm gonna break your hip. I think is one of the funniest pre-sex scene lines in a movie. I'm gonna break your hip. Super good. So
the
yeah,
gator
Ava
the
Mendes.
gator the gator buildup is that's
That's
another
pretty
one for
good.
me
That's
that
pretty good.
every time I see it, it gets more funny.
Yep, because it
Especially when
starts
Mark
off
Wahlberg's
so
like, "Oh, you were a
sweet.
pimp," and he's like, "No, are you listening?"
Yeah, it starts off so
They
sweet,
just paid
dude.
me.
Yeah, like yeah, you can drive me around and keep track of dates and stuff. Oh yeah. It's dude, so funny. So funny. And then he's got the knife against his cheek and the gun in his hand with the grill. Yeah. Yes.
the
The gator
grill. I was
portion
like,
is
oh man. I hope he still has the
so
grill.
good. Yeah, right. And then I also I feel like it goes up and down as to levels of funny, but the whole tuna lion fight, like when he's
We have a
just, did
taste
that go the
for a
way you
lion
think it
now.
would? Right. Yeah, we got a taste for lion now. We will aggressively
We
hunt.
will hunt
That
down
was
your entire family.
mhm. All ad lib by Will Ferrell. That whole thing. He just came up
That's the
with it on
best.
the
Yeah.
spot. I know. It shows his dude why he's such
I like
a
Master.
dude, when the explosion happens and he's rolling around on the ground, talking about how people walking away from explosions is totally
yeah, we call
unrealistic in
bullshit on that.
movies.
Yeah. When the
That's
Millennium
bullshit.
Falcon. Yeah. Don't you dare talk
Yeah.
about Star
While
Wars.
in a movie. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Lots of fun stuff like that. Along with that, like all the people in the movie, really I feel like have great bit parts. Rob Hubel as the cop who talks about the soup kitchen. And then, I own a Prius. It's a hell of a machine. Like he's I find Rob Hubel really funny in most of the shit he's in. Adam McKay, who directed the movie, co-wrote the movie, uh, having he is Dirty Mike in the movie. He has his own cameo. Him him when they start yelling at him, when he
He's
tells them
like,
they're
we're
gonna
gonna
go have
get your
sex in the
car.
Prius. Yeah, and goose it, fellas. I don't know why, but I say goose it, fellas, like all the time. That's the way to say let's go. Goose it, fellas. Oh my god, so funny. Uh, Damon
Dude,
Wayans
when he
Jr.,
like
right?
swears
Go ahead.
Damon Wayans.
when he says like I'm gonna come back with my crew and
Yeah.
fuck them in your car. Like
Yeah,
he's like,
we will
I'm
have
gonna get
sex.
you.
That's right. By having sex, mother, a fucking mother came along and had birth on the floor. You got a dead mouse and a used condom, dude. The shit they came up with for that is just fucking. Anyway, Damon Wayans Jr. like funny in the movie. Him and Rob Riggle, which we should talk about Rob Riggle. He's one of my favorites. But the fact that that is Damon Wayans Jr. and I feel like he's as old as his dad was, probably when his dad made fucking Blank Man or whatever the hell that was, makes me feel really old. Makes me feel really old. And this is 13 years ago. Like it used to be Damon Wayans, Marlon
He
Wayans.
looks like the same. Damon
Yes.
Wayans, did he ever age? I just looked him up now.
I
and
mean, technically.
the thing I remember him from, you're talking about Blank Man for sure. I remember
Blank
him from
Man, yeah.
Major
Yeah.
Pain, which came out the year after.
Major.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pain.
But
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Got a trick.
Wow.
Take your mind off that pain. My dude,
in his
Linda
voice
loved
in
that
it,
movie.
but his son actually looks like almost older than him. I don't even know.
Yeah. Just yeah, to me it's crazy that that has come so far. I'm surprised there isn't a third generation of Wayans that's come out. Like they should revamp In Living Color with an all new generation of Wayanses.
Oh, we don't play that.
Exactly. Yeah. Who would be Fire Marshal Bill?
Question for you, since we're
Who
since we're
could
talking about
fill
actors.
early? Uh-huh.
Jim Carrey. Oh boy.
Since we're
There it
talking about
I
actors,
know about that one.
yeah, there is no Jim
That's a
Carrey
lot.
replacement, right? I wouldn't say. I
No.
mean,
Like
it'd
Chris
take me a
Farley.
long time to come
No,
up with
it's
something
hard.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's so. Anyways, question for you guys about actors. We already talked about him, but Michael Keaton. I
Yeah.
feel like he is the gem of this movie. Every
I
time
agree.
he touches the screen, it's all gold. And
I
I would
100%
say
agree.
this is maybe
He's dying.
I would dude, I didn't look it up. Maybe one of you guys did, or I could. Like, was it his idea to quote TLC the whole time? Because like it's so perfect the way he does
Yeah.
it.
Don't go chasing
I
waterfalls.
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know that it was, but I wouldn't doubt it at all. He started out as a stand-up comedian before he got his break into acting. Like he was on the
Really?
scene with Jay Leno and early Seinfeld when they were still working their shit out in the clubs. Keaton came out and was with that whole crowd. So I wouldn't doubt it that he's got his own funny ass shit to throw out there.
But when you think of maybe another role that he did that would rival how well he did in this role, is there one that jumps out at you? Because one that jumps out at me.
Well, see, Gung Ho and Mr. Mom and early Keaton, like cemented him as one of my favorite actors in my childhood. Him and Mr. Mom. I have either of you guys even seen Mr. Mom with Terry Garr?
I don't. Hmm.
Dude, that is a
I
80s
think I have.
classic. Beautiful movie, and he's fucking brilliant in it.
I don't know if I have. I'm familiar
Well,
with the title, but I don't.
Which one
remember
were you
anything
thinking,
about it.
Russ?
His role as Vulture is incredible in the Spider-Man movie.
I
I'd
agree.
say he's the best Spider-Man villain that I've seen.
I agree. Yeah, that
kinda like
movie,
him in the
I
Founder.
saw that in the theater and thought, like, this is phenomenal, dude. He's so believable and just not over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, and like still sinister, and I feel like if he wasn't in that movie, that would have been a bad movie.
Possible.
But it was a good movie. It was
Yeah.
a very good movie. Anyways, that's my little derailment. Where are you
Either
going,
you
John?
guys see
Sorry.
Birdman?
Nope.
I did not.
No?
I
Well, we're
remember
seeing.
when it came out, and I wanted to see it. What? Tell
Yeah.
us about it.
I mean, it's pretty good. Edward Norton's in it and does pretty good, but the Keaton is what you watch it for. Everything in addition to him is really just not even icing on the cake. It's like it's all he's above everything else that gets thrown in. But the cinematography, same guy who did The Revenant eventually, really great, really well shot, well written. But yeah, Michael Keaton, I think, is a national treasure. And yeah, him in this movie when the captain's there and, how are you doing, Gene? And, oh, good, good. My son's a bisexual. Great. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working here and Bed Bath and Beyond just so I can support my son going to college to become a DJ and explore his bisexuality. It's fucking so funny, dude.
Like
He delivers it
he just
so
drops
earnest.
it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just the way, like, when Will Ferrell says his lines that are so, like, I wouldn't be able to say that and hold character, but he does it. But he has this like certain tempo to him that that by just being in character or whatever, like having a certain vibration in his voice or something, like he's able to not break character because he can be too silly. Michael Keaton's on this other level when he's doing that stuff where he just sounds like I'm talking to someone about
Yep.
my fucking day.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he just layers in there that his son's a bisexual and he wants to be
Yep.
a DJ and he's going to work at Bed Bath and Beyond after this to support that.
Yep. The
Like
new bath
it's a
mats
true
are in.
story.
The bribery scenes are
You're gonna
pretty
get to
good.
see-
Have you guys what's the best Broadway musicals you guys have seen? Hey, Jason, you got many musicals under your belt?
No,
Not a one?
not a one, not a one.
Oh, bro, you've
Not
never
really
gone to see
a Broadway
Hamilton?
musical. No,
Dude,
it's
see
a
Hamilton.
Transparent Orchestra account.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Hamilton
No.
on? Is it Netflix
Disney.
or is it
No.
HBO? Disney.
Disney.
I will say to back Ben up, I am not a musical guy.
Not at all.
And I've been dragged to a couple live shows. I don't think any of them were Broadway shows though. But I have watched Hamilton, and I would be really excited to go see that live. It's a really
Oh,
just I would just watch it. Like the story, I actually learned about American history just by watching it. The style of actual like rapping and singing while they do it is actually different and really good.
Dude, it's so
It's a
well
very,
written.
very good performance.
When I see it, I think like how long he must have spent polishing up those songs and coming up with the lyrics and just I feel like Hamilton's a masterpiece. I took Kelly to see it in San Francisco and was fully expecting to be like, I'm doing this for her. I do not enjoy musicals at all. And it started, and like 10 minutes in I was like, oh, this is so well written, there's no way wouldn't like it. I recommend Hamilton.
Interesting.
The only other one I've seen that has any kind of closeness that's good is Book of Mormon. Book of Mormon's probably worth watching. It's
can't
pretty
believe
good.
that
if you like South
is a
Park.
Broadway musical.
Oh, dude, there's so much swearing in it.
Yeah, I just can't believe it ever got to that point. I feel like I watched a Sweeney Todd live, but it cannot be Broadway, the one that I watched.
I haven't seen a Sweeney Todd since the one with Angela Lansbury when I was a kid that used to run on PBS. Like I won't watch the Johnny Depp one.
You didn't watch the new one?
No.
No.
I
I'm good.
mean, I can't talk you into it. There's nothing I could say that I would be passionate about, but
Nope.
it wasn't terrible.
Just like oysters.
I'm in the same boat. Can't do oysters.
Yep. Can't do oysters.
guys
And
didn't really
won't do
touch
the new
bases on-
Sweeney Todd.
You guys didn't talk about
oysters are great.
No. I mean, the
What'd
last
you
one time he's like,
what,
let's try
Jason?
oysters. And I was like, what?
Yep.
Did I say
Samuel-
that?
Yeah, you're all about oysters. I was like, I can't do it.
I love oysters,
like-
and I remember we were
you-
right down the street from the oyster place. So
Oh, yeah, you're ready to go. You're like, I'll even buy them. And I'm like, no, I can't do it, man.
but you haven't tried
He's all,
them.
there's different kinds. There's this. So he went off on him. Like, you could, it sounded like the guy on
What if
on-
you tried the cooked kind? Do you
It
like
sounded like
grilled
the guy
oysters?
on Forrest Gump with the shrimp. You could do boiled. You could do barbecue. You could do like, what the fuck? You could do garlic. You could do butter. Yeah, yeah. I was like, dude, I can't do it. But no, you guys didn't really touch bases on Samuel at all. I mean, you kind of brought him up a little bit, but I
Let's
don't know
go
if you guys
back
talked
to him.
about his,
Nick Fury himself.
Well, I mean, I was reading that he is the highest grossing actor of all time. I thought that was an interesting fact. I was pretty impressed by that.
mean,
I read it in
he's
two
been
different
in a
articles,
lot
so
of
I mean,
Marvel
it has to
movies.
be true.
right.
And that's kind of where the money was coming from, I'm assuming. But I had to dig a little bit. He said motherfucker 171 times in 27 movies, which I was impressed with. And I had to do another dig, and I was like, he's used 301 curse words in his entire career, and there's two people that have cursed more in movies than him. And I was like, I need to know who those two people are. Do you guys have any
Yeah.
idea who those two people would be?
Oh my god, I
They've
really
cursed more
want to
than
know. Like,
him?
it's got to be a
I
long.
was
So
like-
wait a minute. So let me just clarify.
Yeah.
You're
Think about
saying
this. Okay.
300 and something total different curse words, right? Not
As of
overall
this
curse
time,
words.
yes.
Okay, so
Said
unique
from one actor.
curse words. He has used
Found it.
300. Wow, that's a talent. Russ is just cheating and he's going to Google it, but you got to have a breadth of career. Oh my
I mean, I
God.
was
Who
kind of
said
curious if they considered if they said motherfucker was one word or two. I didn't really understand that aspect of it. I didn't get that answer. But there are two people that have cursed more in movies than he has. One of them, number 2, Leonardo DiCaprio, which I didn't see that coming. But in that last, he does curse a lot. But the number 1 was really shocking. Jonah Hill. I did not see that coming. I'm like, okay, Jonah Hill's number 1 cursing of all time.
Interesting.
Really? I guess I could
All
just
right.
see
I mean,
that because of the movies
Wolf
he
of
does.
Wall Street. I mean, you just look at how
Yeah,
much
no,
swearing there was
that's
in Wolf of Wall Street. Hit
Th-
the button.
Those guys are both in that movie too.
Yeah.
That's
And
probably
there's
the
a
only
lot of
reason
swearing.
they're above him.
Yeah, but I also read that Samuel doesn't call his parents mom and dad; he calls them mother and motherfucker. So I was like, okay, he does like the word motherfucker a lot.
He does.
But
He
does curse a lot.
What I was researching,
Oh, here we go.
which it backs up Jason's statement, because I only wanted to research highest grossing actors of all time. And if you're talking about all roles and you're talking about real actors, it is Samuel L. Jackson. But if you're talking about all roles and you're taking anyone into account with anything they ever did, cameo, voice acting, whatever, it's actually Stan Lee.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's ahead of him. But then there was another category just for people who did lead roles. And I thought that was interesting because when you think about Samuel L. Jackson, he's in a lot of movies. He's very rarely the lead role.
True. True. Did you guys ever see Black Snake Moan?
I did.
What a fucking movie. What a weird fucking movie to get made.
I mean,
like, who did they have to talk into financing that movie? Somebody who really likes Christina Ricci is my guess.
I will say they do a really good job of making you desire someone coming off of drugs, which is weird.
It just looks like a goddamn mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Scarlett Johansson is the top for lead roles.
Right. Yeah, not usually a lead role.
I can see that.
You ever see Under the Skin, where she plays the alien who's harvesting organs from people? That's a weird fucking movie. It's a trip. She gets naked in it. Anyway, Mark Wahlberg. How about Marky Mark? Left the Funky Bunch behind. Keeps his pants on. I gotta admit, in watching the movie I Heart Huckabees, is the first time I saw Mark Wahlberg's comedic potential. And he wasn't even really trying to be funny in that movie, but he's really got some parts to it where he is quite funny. And then this whole thing was kind of born from the 79th Academy Awards. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when Will Ferrell was up on stage and he was kind of talking shit to different people in the audience, then was like, Mark Wahlberg, never mind, you're cool. And just moved on from him. Then they had lunch and Adam McKay was totally on board to write this movie with him. Just read a thing about, you haven't seen Adam McKay and Will Ferrell write a movie or do a movie in quite a while. I guess they were there's a show that came out, I forget what it was on, but something to do with the Lakers in the 70s. I remember seeing it and thinking this looks like something that somebody who really loves the Lakers and absurdity. They were going to call it Showtime. It was based on a book called Showtime, but I think they called it something else. But Will Ferrell was supposed to be the coach in that. And the studio put a lot of pressure on McKay, saying he doesn't look like him. He's too old to be him for the age, the era that this is set in. And really, I guess Will Ferrell took it so bad that he was like, we're done. Peace out. Career has separated. And the next time Adam McKay and Will Ferrell make a movie, it will be a reconciliation. Pretty interesting.
Will Ferrell
I've watched their career a long
It's probably
time.
not going to happen.
He is a little old now. He is a little old now.
He's getting there.
Uh,
Have you guys watched the bloopers on this movie between Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg?
yes.
It's pretty funny.
Yes.
Yeah,
pretty
I
funny.
just watched the
Yeah.
ending and they were great.
Oh,
pretty
dude, when they're in the Chinese restaurant and Wahlberg cannot stop laughing at him saying "sure, sure, sure." Oh my god, dude, it's so good.
Dude, he just says, doesn't he say stop or something? Like you can't say that.
Yes.
He says
Yes.
something. Have you guys, I think you've already told me no, but did either of you see Pain and Gain?
I almost started watching
like I
it, but no, I have not seen that movie yet.
Dude, it's
A
another Mark
reuniting
Wahlberg.
of The Rock and Wahlberg.
Yeah, The Rock and Wahlberg are both in it. They both play complete idiots. And there's another buff guy in it who's with him. I can't remember who he is. And they end up like kidnapping Tony Shalhoub. Do you guys remember him?
Oh
Monk?
yeah, dude. Monk. Fucking
Monk
what
and
was
the
his name
alien who
from
gets his
Wings?
head
He's the
shut
cab
off.
driver in Wings. Yeah. No, I always think of him as Wings. Lowell? No, Lowell was the pilot that whatever. Anyway.
But anyways, they kidnap him, things go sour, and it's based on a true story of idiots apparently. But I always think of do you remember um
I
Burn
maybe.
After Reading?
Yep.
Do you
I
remember
remember that movie well.
Brad Pitt's character in Burn After Reading?
Yes.
It's like 3 of that guy who are super
Right.
jacked kidnap Tony Shalhoub, and it's great. It's actually, you kind of got to give it time to get through it, but I would put it way up there on list of comedies for me.
Richard Jenkins has such a raw deal in that. I hate the way he ends up. Rob Riggle used to be a Marine sharpshooter. That guy's a fucking badass who became a really funny comedian.
What?
Loved him in
Yeah.
Hangover as the cop in the Hangover when he gets to shout, "Shut that baby up! Shut that baby up!" One of my favorites. Love that.
He looks like he needs to play a cop in
Yeah,
everything.
no, he's a badass in the past who became a really funny. Anytime he's in a movie, I really enjoy it. Who else? Let's wrap it up with these guys. Steve Coogan, Sir David Ershon.
Which one was
Rosencrantz.
Steve Coogan? Oh, Steve Coogan. Yeah, the British
Yeah.
dude.
Yes. Has a
Steve
really
Coogan.
great breadth of work. His body of work is really good. He's actually been in some really funny stuff. He's in a movie where they travel around Europe. They made multiple of them. It's really fucking good. We should see David Wallace, Bobby Cannavale, which he's been in a lot more stuff. I love it when he my partner tosses me down a Mossberg pump. Let's even the odds. His little story in that support group is really fucking funny. And then yeah, Ben Schwartz, just this little bit part as the guy where fucking Will Ferrell pukes into his garbage can. Also very funny. Anne Hesh, uncredited. Ice-T, uncredited for being the narrator. And last but not least, Brett
Oh, I
Gilman
didn't catch that.
plays Christina's husband. I bet from the beard you think I'm really hairy all over, but nope, completely shaved. Dude, he pops off. He's like a top 3 for me in this, just like Michael Keaton. His scenes when he's in it, he just pops off the screen. Arnie Palmy alert. Wee you, wee you. Oh my god, he makes me laugh, dude. Makes me
Dude,
laugh.
when they're just running out of the house and he's like, "You get back here and fuck my wife."
Yeah.
And then they
Get
park
out
the
of
car
my
and they're talking
house.
for a while. Then he comes chasing after him.
Right? Yeah. Yeah,
What the
really
fuck?
well done. Yeah, and I mean all those people, just like Semi Pro, I got my Semi Pro fix. That's one thing that this movie and Semi Pro have in common is it's not just the main actors, but all the supporting actors in Semi Pro really help make the movie elevated. This has the same thing where it's got such a badass list of actors. Anybody else have anything to add to our rousing rendition of this movie's awesome?
So look, if you made it this far, thank you. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie is definitely worth the watch. You should give it a try. If you feel that there's some quotes we missed or some scenes we missed, drop some comments. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, it's definitely worth the watch. Give it a try. You'll enjoy it. Watch with a group of people. It's better than alone. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
And drink a beer.
Unless you hate
Enjoy
Will
it.
Ferrell. Let's just throw that out there. If Will Ferrell's not your thing, move on to whatever bullshit you like.
Enjoy.
It's because
Enjoy
it is
life.
bullshit.
It's all
Total
bullshit.
bullshit. All
Don't
bullshit.
sweat the small